Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to this Cosa Nostra radio production. Cosa Nostra is a family unit located on allpoetry.com. Allpoetry.com, the world's largest poetry community. We want to thank Kevin and the crew for giving us a place to call home and hang our hats. The content and opinions of the people, the callers, and the hosts do not necessarily reflect the beliefs and opinions of Cosa Nostra ownership and management. Enjoy this Cosa Nostra programming.
Hello, and welcome to Cosa Nostra Radio. This is Jay, and you are at our house. Our house is a place where we get to catch up on some old stuff that we missed over the weekend and some new stuff that we're bringing forward. Glad that everybody's here today and look forward to a great show. Right now, I want to bring in some callers, and let's welcome kind of my sidekick on this whole thing, Raz. Hey, Raz, how you doing, brother?
Great to hear from you, Jay. You brought me back into the house. You know, it's very patriotic to call this show Our House. We have one, like I've been informing you, over at Washington, D.C., Capitol building.
Yeah. And I think you know where the spare key is. That's the deal. You always get in. And glad to have you here. And let us also welcome to the show Tila. Hello, Tila.
Hi, JCA. Good afternoon, guys. How are you all?
Hey, Tila.
Doing pretty good. We got, I'm looking at the people out on the board. I see Soul out on the board. I see Femora out on the board. I see Naomi. About time, Naomi. Good to see you again. And we're so happy that everybody is joining us this evening. It is a wide open day. We can have anything we want out there, and we're looking forward to some amazing poetry. And I think first of all, we need to address the most important things going on today. And let me get something queued up for everybody here. Let me see. I'm close to it. Here we go. We're gonna play a little bit of a song here. And here we go. I'm there. Oh, here we go. And I want to wish Nuno, and I want to wish Heavenly Angel.
Okay, here's a special one for you.
And
it's early, so I can't really get that funky, but my neighbor's going to be leaving for work soon.
Hold on. That's the wrong one here. Let me see. There we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Congrats.
Yeah, absolutely. And we will be reading some of their poetry later on today. So we're looking forward. I'm going to see if I can wait until I see them out on the board. And hopefully. And let's see what we can do. And all right, tomorrow we will read that as well. I'm going to put that on my reading list here. And I want to see where we can start out here. There's a few more people that are pitching in here. I want to go ahead and say to everybody, and I'm really, really, really excited about this. We have some incredible shows coming up here. If you guys haven't seen it yet, check out Boo's topic for what's coming up on Friday. at 9 o'clock Eastern. They got quote prompts, so pick a quote, write to it. It's going to be damn awesome with Boo and Rob. I am actually very much looking forward to that show. I wrote one purposefully for that. And I'm excited to say that on the Saturday, we're back to the Liquid Damage Lounge with Linda. Looking forward to having Linda come back, and the topic will be the beautiful mind of Van Gogh. So come and check out Vincent Van Gogh and his paintings and everything like that. So we're just excited about that. And good to see Hatter out on the board as well. It's a nice little pick-me-up today. And then we got open poetry on Sunday. And let's keep it going. Join me for Our House next week as well. Same time at Wednesday at noon. And then on the 24th, I am very excited about this. Me and Raz will be teaming up for a little special called Cry Macho, which is a celebration of the life of Clint Eastwood. Definitely something to check out. We're really excited about that. Yeah. Clint Eastwood is releasing his...
With the director.
What's that, Raz?
As you know, bringing someone over from the other side of the border, drama, like the mule.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. That's going to be released this Friday. It's Clint Eastwood's 40th movie that he has directed, and we're going to have a lot of excitement for that one. On the 25th,
he's considered the oldest Hollywood legend alive right now, Mr. Eastwood.
I would agree.
If you looked up the fact.
On the 25th, we have When Broken Hearts Bleed with Raconteur, and that show is going to be about settling. Have you ever settled for a relationship? And he's put on for a little bit of a prompt, the song Better Man by Pearl Jam. And check out the lyrics for that. It's going to be, I'm looking forward to it and very happy about it. I'm going to go to the phone lines, and I'm going to welcome in Meta. Hello, Meta. How you doing, brother?
How's it going, guys? Or guy, or
whatever. Before you, now it's real.
Yeah, that's right. I'm as real as it gets. What's cracking, yo?
About time you're here. Well, what's shaking is really excited about a couple birthdays we're having. We're having Nuno, and we're also having Heavenly Angel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out the show. I know he's listening in from Portugal, so I'm really, really excited about this. And I will go ahead and read this poem for him as soon as I can get to it. Okay, this is our birthday boy himself, Nuno, and this is a poem called Miss You, and it goes like this. A blue kingfisher chirping in an old gnarly pine tree. I wonder if you got wings to share one sunset with me, a pin of light on the sky in a silent, starless night. I wonder if you come here to share one cup of coffee, a swirling cobalt smooth wave in an ivory sand beach. I wonder if you got sails to draw me a new story. End poem. This is absolutely spectacular. I love how it was put into that picture on top of the poem that he posted. There's a lot of feeling, a lot of emotion in this, and I think that this is an absolute stunning piece. And once again, happy birthday. Tila, what did you think about this one?
Oh my God. No, first of all, happy birthday to you, dear poet. I'm so happy and you must be enjoying it in Portugal. It must be evening now. And the poem, I loved it, to do with Kingfisher. And the way you put it, the wings, if you have that, can share one sunset with me. I really like that. And I love the sky, the silent, starless night. I wonder if you can come and have a cup of coffee. Of course, you can come into International Cafe, and plenty of coffee. But the sky also, we have invited to come and enjoy coffee with you too. It's a beautiful imagery, and I loved it. It's so cute, and happy birthday once again.
I love your shameless plug right there. Guys, check out International Cafe. Do not miss it. It's a great place to be. And Raz, what do you think about that?
Yeah, since I was hearing a song by J.L. and R yesterday on the blues, this takes me back on that subject by bringing up the coffee, because what there is with the sugar mama is that you need that fix of the sweet stuff, or what you slip in the coffee 3 times a day. That's the lyric I heard in the blues.
Awesome. And Meta, what do you think?
I really enjoyed this poem. I mean, it's beautifully written. I like the fact that, I like the way it was described. I love the imagery within the poem itself. And, a pin of light on the sky and a silent, starless night. I wonder if you come here to share one cup of coffee. I think that's universal, and I think it's like feeling one with the universe, and overall just a great poem.
Yes, absolutely agree with you 100% on that. And once again, happy birthday to
happy birthday
to Nuna. And I hope that you celebrated it with a nice glass of wine, or however you enjoyed celebrating it, my friend. You well deserved. One of my favorite poets here on All Poetry, and he brings it every single time. All right, where I'm going to go for next is one of the poems we missed over the weekend. And Raz, if you could read a little blues, xylophonic blues for us, and there you go.
Yeah, it's a good question, what it means to read rather than have the blues. So here's the poem, Vagabond Journey by Xylophonic Blues. Vagabond Journey. Lumen perfume steals moist dew from the red blossom shaft. Child, stow your life jacket, prepare for atmospheric elevation. Mountain lands end as the plains begin. The river winds through wilderness. Brittle rafters, apex vision. Sky lantern made of rice paper. Luminous launch, your wireframe. Upon thatch roof perch. Lute plays, the lark flies. A nimble cage outlines, terracotta, twilight twinkle. Pathway light submerges her refractory arrows, preparing night. Chariot top gun flight. Atomic peasants dust reveal gravity's plumed chimneys. The airborne cirrus clouds, the sky squadron implodes upon still landscape towers. The gauzy fabric becomes a quilted metropolis of refractory spires. Levitation's brocade, a celestial fairy tale of billowed proportions. Breath of pines and hail, 1,000 valleys below. Fencing brook, here you must leave me and drift away, a fugitive roaming like a loosened water plant. Phoenix rising moonlight, hobo's halo escort, vapors jade white staircase, silk souls walking 3-tiered world bridge mast. Touch of bamboo strings watching through its crystal cornflower plain. wistful eyes and upper candlelit chambered. Icy bells lift the sunset mirror. Sea clouds gleam as polishes grass and mulberries. Pilgrimage bows amid amorous sighs. Journal luminous, diary, baby crawl, child walk, adult ran, kindled. Altitude rocket thrust straws, luminosity phantoms, balloon 500 miles. And poem.
Oh, this was clever. You know how this made me feel? This made me feel like I was in I was watching one of those drones flying and watching the different landscapes from way up in the sky as the drone moves around and then hovers and then moves again and keeps on going all different places. And it's more than just the lantern that he put up, but all the vision that's seen through the elevation. And that's what I've taken out of this poem, and I think it's very clever that way and very unique. Really enjoyed it. Tila, what do you think about that?
I think you perfectly you said those words, and that's perfect, really perfect. And the way Blue writes, it's superb. His writing has so many beautiful words, and I really like it. And one of his lines, by the way, congratulations on your FPP, Blue. Superb imageries. I like the line, breath of pines, inhale, 1,000 valley below. I really love that line very much, and the lanterns. And yes, you're right, when you're looking from the sky and you see a terracotta single lit a candle burning, or maybe to do with all the lentils and a paper lentil, what he mentioned. It would look so beautiful, looking from top.
Wonderful. And Meta, what do you think? Meta, the button.
Oh shit! I'm sitting there talking away. No, I thought the poem itself was dope, and the fact that it's coming from like the perspective you mentioned the drone, but the poem is coming from like the point of view of the lantern that's being set sail onto the sky, which is kind of like a drone, I suppose. But it's like it goes through the story of what this lantern is seeing while it flows through the air, and I thought it was really captured well.
Wonderful comments. And what I want to do is, before I have Raz comment, I want to remind people to comment on other people's poems and let them know what you think about them, and give them support, and let's build each other up in this great community that we're part of. Raz, you read the poem. What did you think?
Yes, what there is of the poem is that same impression that these other panelists have received, an aerial viewpoint of what's described to be the sky lantern, and how it's compared to a vagabond's journey, that wherever it goes within the skies, there's no length to its parameters. I would take this on a whole other level, not just with drones, but possibly satellites, how you have the kinds which watch over someone for the course of practically half of a lifetime without anyone knowing. That's a little edge of paranoia as to elaborating on the sky lantern. If you look at it from the different perspective with the caption piece, it seems like they're having a hell of a party right now over in that field with all those lights going off.
That is such a cool comment. All right, we got someone listening in from the UK asked me to read here, and this is called When Life Is Mine to Feel by In Chains. So everybody, let's listen in. When life is mine to feel. oaks protruding, limbs enveloped in ice fog, clipped wings of a blackbird twitching in afternoon sunshine. A sea breeze bleeds out rain. Shadows in the courtyard gently danced. Soil structure of a growing rose in a forest leading straight into Hickory Meadow. Like my black heart, white ash amounts to rising smoke. Someone even took the wind and sketched it onto smudged footsteps of dying ghosts. Skeletons rested at the edge of Earth's molten crust. A tilted flagpole still stood at the top of a grassy mountain covered in locusts. It's a surreal world, foreshadowing life. From rags to riches, where those bitches with their itches holding on to the crisp tail end of a rainbow until it died. My face fair, brown, and trembling in the stillness of dark, my throat abbreviated whispers, this fallen human body on the cusp of death in ruins, pulled backwards and forth as black clouds passed over murky waters in the turnaround of storm. End poem. There is so much power within this piece, so much emotion that flows from the top to the bottom. Many of us can relate to something like this, like we've been placed into a feeling of despair, when we've been placed into a feeling like we're on an edge, we're standing on the edge of a knife, where if we can fall one way or the other way, but if we slip straight down, it's going to cut us. I think that's kind of what I'm seeing here, with the darkness, but trying. I think that is such a great couplet in the middle. The surreal world foreshadowing life. I think that is a very powerful statement in itself and an amazing poem. Raz, what did you think about this?
Yeah, I'm scrolling down what there is of the author's note. There's even a touch of In My Place by Coldplay here as to other reference points. So I guess what you have is the individual knowing that society at whole has general opinions, viewpoints, but they tend to actually believe how they feel in something slightly more deeper, especially this line of holding on to that rainbow until it dies. So that's like holding on to that sense of what you call general truths are no more than mass deceptions. And then there's the consideration in the other stanza of how there's a sketching of footsteps of dying ghosts. So that's opening yourself spiritually to possibilities that are usually repressed within the mainframe of society. So I would figure this is more on an individual who feels passionately both about religion and having their own personal self go through these kinds of changes, while you have others that seem lacking up to the point of the warning of that storm, if it's any more literal than the good book, and how you're going to confront what there is of that oppression from the social masses on considering your own viewpoint outside of what is generally held to be true.
Excellent comments. Tila, what'd you think?
I see that it's completely full of darkness, so much pain there, and I like the way Joe has written clipped wings of a blackbird, twitched in afternoon sunshine. And I also like the other one of hers was Rose in a forest leading straight into a hickory meadow. There are so many beautiful lines written here, and it's painful to but she's a good abstract writer, and I love it. Love about Jo. She writes so good, and I really like it. Very well written, Jo. Good job.
Great comment. And Meta, I'm going to let you have the last say, and then we're going to put your poem onto the board.
Okay. I'm focused on the title, When Life is Minefield. This poem gives me the impression of somebody maybe that has been controlled, or lives in a controlling environment, and the person just doesn't know how to feel. But when they're all alone in a room or whatever, they're allowed to feel the things that they feel, and from this point of view, it's really a dark point of view. And I agree with the both of you and Raz and Tila, about, it's like walking the razor's edge here, It's brilliantly written. I thought it was a really good poem.
Great comment. And Meta, you are up, my friend.
I just wrote this morning, too. But, yeah, I'll make sure to read and comment on everybody's stuff, because I noticed that lately, too, that you'll be on a show and sometimes not even one person will comment on your stuff. But, yeah, anyways. Alone in the universe. Here I am, the loneliest person in the entire universe, alone and afraid. When I sleep, I wonder, will I see her in my dreams tonight? Never knowing when I'll hold her again. A beautiful apparition. She comes and goes like rose petals on a soft breeze, brushing softly against my skin. Whispering gently, she says to me, why are you afraid? I don't know, my love. When I see you in my dreams, I'm happy to be with you. But when I awake, you're not there. Making love to you in my dreams is heaven on earth. But when I open my eyes, I realize I am making love to a beautiful shadow. You are only real in my dreams, but in my reality, I am alone and afraid. I'm afraid of losing you, my beautiful succubus, my haunting angel. I'm afraid to awaken alone. I want to close my eyes and never wake up again. Together, you and I can fade away into the darkness forever. I'm so tired of being alone in the universe, so I might as well take this rope and bring the story to a close. The end. You there?
Encore, President.
Yeah, I had myself on mute there. For a second. This is fabulous. I love the longing that is contained within this, and almost the dreamlike state that you put into this one. It has such a magical feel to it. It's like we're living in a different universe, like a different dimension, and you bring us into that dimension. You bring us into that place that we normally wouldn't get a chance to go into, which is a person's mind, a person's dreams, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it.
Oh,
and what's that?
No, my roommate was saying something to me.
Okay.
I had to respond.
No problem. Yeah, I like I said, I really enjoyed the way you took that. That's awesome. Tila, what do you think?
I was thinking that it's such a beautiful I was thinking it was so beautifully written, Meta, and especially you wrote it this morning. I think you should keep on dreaming and enjoy in the night, and when you are feeling alone, come to AP and enjoy with all the girls and boys and enjoy with them. That's how I see. And
I wish.
And, yeah. No, but
not that easy sometimes.
But it's like writing a poetry, or maybe chatting with them a little bit, or going to the La Costa or any other, and just say hi. Or I mean, you do, but do that, and you won't feel that loneliness. You'll feel better, And I do understand it's not easy. It's saying that do this, do that, but I know that deep inside, how does it feel? There's one thing I didn't like your ending. That wasn't very good. Take this rope and bring the story to a close. No, I don't want to. I want you to carry on, enjoy.
I had to throw a twist on the end, though. I don't know. I felt like I literally had to throw a twist on the end. That was just what I was inspired to write. So I just left it alone.
Tila wants you around. Tila wants you around, Meta. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And before I get Raz to comment, everybody, you got to behave now. Everybody, because the boss is in the house. Hey, Boo. The button, Boo. The button.
Boo, boo.
Boo, boo.
No, sorry.
Boo, boo.
Sorry,
Hello.
everyone. I was in hello. Holla. I'm sorry, I was in a meeting today.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No problem. And let me get a comment from Raz on Meta's poem.
Yeah, because of the nature of the ending where he brings up rope and having that thought of irrational suicide, not able to fulfill the desire of being with the one he truly loves and goes on recurring in his mind. This poem reminds me of the state of someone suffering from severe paranoid delusions, and they've actually taken it to a whole other level, that if they can't really have what they want out of this temptation, which is long lost as to obtaining any form of reality, then they rather just free themselves into what there is of universal energy. That kind of extremity with becoming this rational as to finding the personal approach to science is not highly recommended, and yet you can see the heroism of this character, how they've decided all by themselves that what they believe to be of a higher understanding with the universe, there's no other way of which they could achieve that kind of evolution without first sacrificing a part of themselves into that greater whole.
Yeah, kind of, if I may, I kind of wanted to throw a Romeo and Juliet kind of overtone to the poem, but rather than it being an actual woman, it's the woman of your dreams, Yeah, I thought that's why the ending kind of ended the way it did, because of the whole Romeo and Juliet thing.
Meta, stop writing about me, will you? Damn it.
Romeo and Juliet, Samson and Delilah. Okay. Yeah, you got me a little Bruce Springsteen going there. All right, and we got another caller.
Yeah, I can comment on that one.
Hold on, let me get the caller first, Boo. This is important. Hello, sweet.
Succubus. That's hilarious. Hello, Jay. Sweet.
All right. Well, welcome. Glad that you're here. Okay, Boo, you go ahead, and I'm going to have Boo respond to Meta's poem, and then I'm going to have Boo read Naomi.
Okay. I think I love that your fantasy woman is a succubus. That just cracks me up. Because and the fact you can't find one, there's got to be plenty of those around somewhere. I would think. My haunting angel, I'm afraid to waken all alone. I think actually this is what a lot of people fear, really, because we all want to be loved. We all want someone. We all want that perfect person, and a lot of us don't ever find it. And if you do, you should hold on to it. And a lot of times they don't. They screw it up. They think the grass is greener when it's not. Here, I think you're being honest about what you want, what you like, and it's also got a sadness to it. At the end, take the rope and bring the story to a close. Oh, that's hardcore. I know that you don't actually mean it, so I'm not too worried about that. But I know that there are people that do go that route. But I hope that you find the person you're looking for, because you deserve it. You're a beautiful person, and I like the ending because it's kind of like, oh shit, you know. But some people may take that the wrong way, or may take it like the wrong way, or like you actually mean it. I get that too, but I'm pretty sure that you don't. But great poem. And
that's why usually when I write something like that, I put a disclaimer in there.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I feel you. Good poem.
All right. And with that, I'm going to have Boo read a little Naomi for us.
Let's say it again, actually. What's wrong with the chicks in your city? Like, really, don't you get out, or do you go out, or anything?
Well, I'm kind of broke, so getting out is not really an option right now.
I guess. I was just wondering if you socialized or whatever. Maybe look for like a poetry group in your town, because they have them, like, they're free. Maybe you could go to like a poetry group, and then maybe there'll be somebody nice there. I'm just thinking, give you an idea. Anyway, I don't want to put you on the spot, so I will shut up. Okay.
That'd probably keep me from downloading. That would probably keep me from downloading porn.
Well, that's what Pornhub's for, you know? So,
alrighty then.
All right, Boo. You have the mic. Boo, the button. We can't. Boo, we lost you. We can't hear you.
Jay.
Yep, we got you now.
I'll start over?
There you are. Okay.
Sorry, my headphones stuck. Okay, I'll start over. Between the rain and the hail, it's half past betrayal. The dog can't catch its tail. He shivers and sweats somewhere between the beating rain and the hail. This will not stop. The prince became the frog, left her chicken swearing, while he caught halfway between a hiccup and a yawn. Yep, it's half past betrayal, and she hangs onto the rail, but it's slipping from her grasp, glistening bright under his shining headlights, backing away into the rainy night, and he's left choking, caught halfway between a hiccup and a yawn. Yet it's half past betrayal, and the dog, he caught his tail. Woof, woof, bang, bang, the last. Now he's headed down the trail, and between his legs, he hides his tail. End poem.
There you go. This is pretty badass. I like it. It's you know, it's I think right there it is cut and dry. It's you know, what it, you know, it's you're not hiding anything. You're laying it all out there in a very poetic way, and I really appreciate that. Great job, Naomi. And before we go on, here we go. Unmuted. Welcome, Hatter.
Unmuted. Hey, guys.
You remembered, Hatter? I was going to remind you.
Yeah, I'm here, Boo. I made it.
Hello. Yay, hello. Hi, Sweet Pea. Okay.
Awesome.
Shutting up, Jay. Go ahead.
And Sweet, what'd you think of Naomi's poem? The button, Sweet, the button.
Yes, the button, the dang button. I had her. I like that he has to run with his tail between his legs, hiding everything. There's so many great lines in here. Slipping from her grasp between a hiccup and a yawn. I love the repeat of that. And I like the prince became a frog because he just couldn't, you know, stay where he belonged, fell from the pedestal. This is really great. And I like the total fall of the prince. Really great poem.
Awesome comments. And let me get a comment from Raz. Raz, what do you think?
Yeah, I found the poem to be as baffling as some kind of modern-day Aesop fable, where you have what it symbolizes is this one dog not being able to catch its tail. Are we speaking of how certain individuals have effective traits of which they don't ever notice within themselves, but others might be able to perceive how that dog can only know to a certain extent what there is real about themselves compared to the fact that it's completely witless when it comes to being able to be one with the tail.
Excellent comments. And let me get a comment from Tila on this.
I think I like the way Rand put it on exactly. I think that's the right way. But I just commented what I'm saying. The dog definitely goes round and round and never catches her. And if he did, then it's own fault. And Naomi, it's nice to see your poem. And after a long time hearing from you, it's good, Naomi.
Absolutely. And then let me get a final comment from Boo. Boo, what do you think?
Well, there's a lot of dogs out there, and they usually just give you fleas. And what I call this is a puss, really, if you want to know. Someone who, there's a lot of men like that. They just want to use you, lie to you, go on, move on. I think she should move on or she's going to get more fleas, If you can't be straight up and honest with somebody, then you probably shouldn't even be with anybody in the first place. So, and it's good to see her back. I hope she's not heartbroken.
No, it has. I believe it has to do with school, Boo, and the time of year it is. So, remember, she is a teacher.
I thought I'd be the man.
So,
me too, Boo.
She is. So there you go. All right, and here's what we got going on today. Once again, this show we're kind of dedicated towards the birthday boy and the birthday girl, Nuno and Heavenly Angel. We already had Nuno's piece read earlier. Sweet. Can you do us a favor and read the birthday girl's poem?
I sure can.
All right, here you go. Happy birthday, Angel.
What an honor.
Happy birthday, Angel.
Unrequited desire by Heavenly Angel. I sat breathless in anticipation, the reality of desiring you. You sang with drinks brandy and smoked cigars. I'm sorry, a ruffian who smokes brandy and smokes cigars. I've been led astray by the flame in your eyes, teased by the low growl in your voice, thrilled by the daydreams of tasting the low wine upon your lips. When you walk into a room, I feel as though I've been paled by rivers of hot lava. Such intimate thoughts abound deep within. Desire to be tamed creates a blush upon apples of my cheeks. I care not to repeat of these thoughts, yet you remain aloof, distant, like a galaxy far, far away. Each night I ask for a redo, that you could adapt to my desires, aiding and abetting the passions created between our two beings.
There you go. The ladies liking the bad boys right here. That's about what I see here. It's like you got this bad boy, this cigar smoking, brandy drinking ruffian, who's just standing there looking all handsome and macho, and I love the way that she puts it, because a lot of the times, when you do look kind of on the rougher side. There are some ladies that, look at you in a certain way, with a certain eye. And I think that she portrayed that passion, that desire quite nicely. Wonderful job there. Hatter, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I liked it. It was asking for a redo, asking for your mulligan in life. That was a great angle.
Absolutely, absolutely. And let me get a comment from Meta. Meta, what do you think about that one?
Yeah, I kind of got the same impression you did, Jerry, about following the bad boy, and how desiring that bad boy image is to a lot of women out there, and yeah, man, I mean, I thought this poem was beautiful. It was great.
Absolutely great comments as well. And Boo, what do you think about that bad boy poem?
Well, I used to like those bad boys, but then you realize those bad boys get you nowhere, but nothing but a heartache and a headache. I'd rather have a nice boy. Any day is
I'm available. I'm available.
I mean, they're nice in the beginning, but, like she's breathless with anticipation, the reality, and usually, it can make you scream, but that's about it. Everything else is empty. So I'd rather take a nice boy like Hatter. Great poem.
Absolutely. And lastly, Sweet, you read it. What do you think about them bad boys?
Well, first off, I think any woman can turn a good boy bad. And this is one that I love. It really does talk about the sensuality of, wow, that was a great night, let's do it again. And, it's not about admiring you from afar, but admiring how good you really were. So let's just do it again and quit playing games. Come to me, come hither now.
Awesome. Well, I'm taking a look at where we are, and I'm going to have Hatter read his next. And Hatter, I look at the title and I just think of Stephen King's It. A little Pennywise the clown, but I don't know. I don't know where you're going to go with this.
Okay.
So you take it away.
Okay. It's called Lost Balloon. And I pull it up here. For some reason it's not coming up. Oh, come on. I lost the...
We got time.
What happened? No. Hold on. I must have two windows open. Check. Come on. It's loading. Only when I'm on the spotlight. Come on. So I might have to have somebody read it. Stop pulling up. For some reason it's stuck.
We'll wait for you, Hatter. It's okay. You want to skip him, Jay, and wait until he finds it, and then...
Sure, I can do that too. We can put Sweets up next, and then we can come back to you, Hatter, if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, if we do that, please.
All right. Let me throw Sweet Pea's poem up next. And Sweet, go ahead.
Yeah. Jackie's history is in a low and cigar moment in a gentleman's conversation. A scarlet letter warning for women to keep a proper reputation. I am the story of a final execution and the truth of why no one knew him. Warnings are never heeded by the drunk and the hungry, working the streets for a morsel, a pound, or a penny. Lady Luck lied. I would not be the one in a million. So an eye was the treasure we carried. belligerent hands relaxed to swaddle the neck of a swan. His footsteps softened as he followed the path of moonlight shadows. Red brick walkways led to open doors and silent rooms, where he tied my body to a bed, covered by a piss-yellow linen spread. With gentle fingers, Jack brushed my ginger hair across the corners. Jack sharpened his scalpel, the knife, and instruments of his trade. He lined them up in order of their sorrow. He took pride in his display. Then he sat and studied drawings covered in crimson stains. From his black satchel came a long stemmed red rose. He laid it at my feet and kissed both my quivering cheeks. And in his saffron eyes, a flame began to rise. Jack stood over me and whispered, "Goodbye, my lovely friend." And to my lips he raised a glass of blackberry wine. I closed my eyes and prayed for God to shield me from the pain. The first slice was quick and dove into my chest, turning piss-yellow linens into a dull-colored rust. Before I could scream, another stab took my breath. In a haze of confusion, I heard a strange giggle. In the fog of disillusion, there stood a woman, knife in hand, carving out my middle. Jack stood back and watched this pint-sized psycho play, cutting out my organs to explore, map and display. She was the madman. He was just a toy. As the knives dulled in the sunbeam smile, she began to yawn. She whispered in my ear, "I think it's time I learned about men." And in my final moments of my life, I knew Jack would soon disappear and go.
All righty there. Nice.
Wow.
Happy poem to get us going. Nice, family friendly there. Why in my head was it ringing American Psycho, American Psycho, American Psycho? I don't know. But this is a great horror story, and it's chilling. And from the point of the victim, I really like this. Sweet. It's got that clever point. Oh my gosh, this is so. I hope no one gets any I hope no one gets any nightmares from this one. Oh my goodness, Meta, start us off with that.
Jack is back, man. Jack the Ripper is back, and he's in action. I thought this poem was great. I thought it was the fact that she told it from the point of view of like one of Jack the Ripper's victims. I thought that was incredibly kind of innovative for the time, being that it was so long ago. Great poem.
And Raz, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely sick and disturbing, but so is all pure horror, of which the poet has not skipped a beat.
Thank you, Raz.
Absolutely. Hey, Boo, did you find this? Did you find this arousing?
No, I would say that. No, yes, I always found Sweet Pea arousing anyway, but yeah, this is sick and twisted in a good way. I think your voice alone just makes it like sadistically beautiful, I think. And the picture I really love. And warnings are never heeded by the drunk and hungry, working the streets for a morsel, pound for a penny. Ooh, this is so good. I think this one deserves the front page. This is dark, dreary, great writing. And the ending I love. In the final moments of life, I know Jack would soon disappear. You're on the roll, Sweet Pea, with the good ones lately. I mean, you're always good, but lately you're on fire, sister. This is great.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. And lastly, I'm going to let Hatter comment on this before I pop his poem back up on the board.
Cool. Yeah, this shows Sweet Pea's demented humor. Now Jack stood over me with a whispered goodbye, my lovely friend, and to my lips he raised a glass of blackberry wine. I closed my eyes and prayed to God to shield me from the pain. You know, look at you. Sweet, you're the best. A name like Sweet Pea, wouldn't believe it.
It's just already
beautiful.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, Hatter, you are up.
Yeah, I have it. Okay, have it up here. Come on, right there on the front page. Okay, a lost balloon. It goes like this. Come on. I think I tried to do too much here. Hold on. There it is. It goes like this. I watched him walk from where I stood into the life that was once called mine. On my knees, I beg you, please, turn back the hands of time. I should have brought you flowers. I should have whispered in your ear. You wished away my hours. You made me so unclear. The rain inside is falling upon this dying heart. Inside the echoes calling, tearing it apart. I saw it rise, then leave your soul. It cried my name as you drew near. I watched my touch burn your cheek. In the rain, it disappeared. I paused to see your laugh walk by. I could not bear to understand. You watched the death of me inside from the arms of another man. Reaching out with trembling hands, my love be cast upon sorrow's mist. Break my days with whispered words, release me now with one last kiss. I cannot believe you let me go like a lost balloon in a smoke-ringed sky. Losing sight, my heart stands still. You never said goodbye.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is heart-wrenching. This is gripping. This is reaching in and breaking our hearts, man. You broke our hearts. You broke each of our hearts. Yeah, you let us just sit there. Yeah, this is quite powerful. And let me get some comments for you because I really enjoyed this. This is just spot on, but it's more emotional than anything. And you did such a great job.
I had to follow Sweet Pea. That's not easy.
Sweet Pea. I'm going to let her make that first comment.
The button.
The button, Sweet Pea. The button.
Yes, the button. Following me is nothing compared to this poem because, like JCA said, we break our hearts. The rain aside is falling upon this dying heart. Inside the echoes calling, tearing it apart. I mean, who writes that other than Jay Hatter? We just talk about, I paused to see you laugh walk by. I could not bear to understand. You watched the death on the inside from the arms of another man. Ugh, you're killing me. The heart of your betrayal, the heart of your death, the heart of everything that love should not be is in this poem. And it's fabulously written with rhyme and cadence. I adore you, Jay Hatter, as a poet. I adore you, Jay Hatter, as a man. It's just beautiful.
Thank you, Sweet.
Okay, and let me get a comment from Raz. Raz, what'd you think?
Yeah, I've heard this piece now for the second time, and by virtuosity of the presentation, it was done in the poet's own tone of voice. He is definitely playing the part of a deep romantic here. There is that moment where we have to let go and reconcile the past to move on with the future. So I feel what there is with that metaphor, the lost balloon is one of those memories you don't leave behind, but you have to find a way to go on forward.
Yeah, what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Yeah.
Frederick Nietzsche.
And Boo, what do you think? Boo, the button, Boo.
Sorry, damn, unmuted. Sorry. Your voice, when you listen to it, your voice is what. I mean, the poem's great, but the read makes it just hits you in the heart, and you can't let go, and you can't forget. It's kind of voice memorable when you read a poem, and you're always like that with every poem, and you always have your heart out there, so sensitive and honest and pure. I just want to reach through the phone and give you a hug, because that's how it makes me feel. And your words and your cadence and the rhyme, always perfect, spot on. Actually, you taught me a lot since the last couple of years. We've been friends, and I appreciate that. And I thought it was a lovely poem, and your read was amazing.
Thank you, Boo. Yeah, I brought my tremble voice.
Yeah, I that voice gets me.
All right. Next up, I've been writing a few poems here lately, so I brought one of my newer ones, and this is called Painted Lady, and if anybody's interested, that picture right there, the flower is called a painted lady. And it goes like this. Shoots of the snow aster shatters the rocky soil, held by the sidewinder's hiss. The blind man crawls tween the scattered opuntia, so lips can flit the rainwater. I do not javelin daggers at the cause of the scars. I paint the beauty marks with the fingertip crayons. Linen shrouds the skin as the quicksand devours the breath. My ancestors and descendants entwine in the cemetery plots, sucking the air from pastel lungs. The painted lady ascends. Garden flowers grow. Verbs flutter from my jaw. Thank you. End poem.
Oh, wow, this sounds lovey-dovey, Jay. Sweet Pea, what'd you think? Don't forget the button. That's my famous word, too.
That's what I'm getting, my button. I think this is gorgeous. I love these stanza. Linen shrouds the skin as the quicksand devours the breath. What a lovely stanza, and the imagery is just gorgeous. I love as the quicksand devours the breath, like they're drowning in the beauty. I also love the painted lady ascends, garden flowers grow, birds flutter from my jaw. Birds flutter from my jaw. Wow, that's incredible. How someone speaks so beautifully of something, and I love the picture too. As always, Jay, romantic and beautiful, and just gorgeous. And I read your author's note from the prompt, and you nailed it. Just nailed it perfectly. Beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, that poem was the prompt, so I tried to take what I could after that one.
And Hatter, what do you think of Jay's poem?
Yeah, the line, look up here. Linen shrouds the skin as the quicksand devours the breath. It's a great visual. The souls lay to the rest before you, the descendants. Wonderfully pieced together. Nicely done, JC.
Thank you. How many people know what shroud means?
I don't.
You don't know what it means? It's
no.
the enjoyment of open-mindedness.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I was thinking more shroud, yeah.
And razzle dazzle.
I did, but I couldn't get the mute button. Shout.
I did. Razzle dazzle.
Yeah, I was trying to look up that term. When I was younger, I saw a reference to Painted Lady that I never read again in the self-help book, in which you have that illusion to which you're trying to succeed, and there's an obstacle in your way from actually achieving those goals. And so I guess what I read here is how there had been that act of reconciliation which had been denied in the relationship, or actually saying that one found all that more meaning to the other person, of which they had not extended the entire time. Of other definitions of Painted Lady, none seem that relevant with this right, because there's the mentioning of monarch butterflies, unless that's what you mean, and geishas as possible definitions. Looking at this more in depth, what you have of the scene of the birds coming out of the mouth is straight out of something paranormal, like mystics learning of the truth of the other side, and that's just an act of the spirits manifesting through these birds. So the whole scene is like a clairvoyant session, what the poet has conjured of these types of symmetrics.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Other than me, did I forget anybody, Jay?
Nope, you're it.
Meta left? Okay, just wanted. I don't know what an opportunia is, but I think.
Opuntia,
sure, but,
Opuntia is a type of cactus. It's the prickly pear cactus.
I love the line, I do not javelin daggers at the cause of scars. I paint the beauty marks with the fingertip crayons. That's really beautiful. It kind of says that to me, where you refuse to be negative, you want to be more positive and move forward, and leave that stuff maybe painted. I mean, in the past, I thought you did a great job for that poem on the bottom, to his poem. Really, really beautiful. Makes me want to write something to that. You did a great job, Jay. Beautiful.
Yeah, there's only one poem so far in that contest, so I am inviting people to hop into that contest if you feel the challenge.
Yeah, I may. It's got a ways to go, right? Yep.
Yeah, I think it does. Let me check. I'll see what you say. Yeah, 10 days. 10 days, 14 entries. So there's plenty of time, plenty of room. All right, Boo. You are on the board.
Okay. I read this in Stephen and Kay, but it's called Wronged and Wrecked, How to Forget. Darkest obsidian like sharp shards, the guilt upon my battered soul. Deeply cut the wounds I carry that now make me less than whole. Children of the corn know who it is that I have hurt and wronged. To consequences of choice I made, my torture has belonged. A price I paid, and yet payment can never recompense. As soul is tattered in self-loathing, and I am bereft of all defense. There is no way to make amends or make a penance for my deeds. My life has no more meaning, and my soul eternally yet bleeds. I cannot ask forgiveness, and of salvation there is none. For all the things I chose in selfishness will never be undone. Maybe a prayer will absolve, maybe the offering of a holy chant. Despite my heart and soul to forgive, myself I simply can't. End poem.
All right. Normally I don't double down on comments that I write, but I think it's so relevant in this poem because all of us are our own worst enemy, and we always condemn ourselves first. And that's what I see within your poem here, is a person who keeps on looking. I cannot ask for forgiveness and salvation. There is none. You know, this is a person who has reached so much the end that they don't believe they can be forgiven for anything. I find that often in soldiers and people that have been to war because they feel that they've taken so many lives that there's no way they can be forgiven. There's no way they can turn around and have their lives in a reset. And I think that this overall is a very, very powerful message in the way you brought this out, Boo. So excellent job. And before I get any more comments, let's welcome to the show Dave. Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Hey, Jay. Hey, everybody. I'm sorry I'm so late.
Hey, Mr. Fox.
To be honest with you, hey, to be honest, I forgot. How could I do that,
It's early. That's why it's early.
Yeah. Hey, I just called in to hang out with you guys. I do have a poem if you got time for it. If you don't, that's fine. I totally understand.
Throw it on the list, and we'll get to it.
Down on the corner. Out.
And let me get comments for Boo, and let's start with Hatter.
Yeah, this is a great self-reflection of someone's past. How to forgive oneself for what you've done, and not being able to personally ask for forgiveness. So you have to ask it from yourself. Well done. Yeah.
Thanks, Hatter.
And Sweet, what do you think? Sweet Pea, the button.
I got the button. The button. When you talk about the evilness that lives within the children, that live within the corn, they shall never be forgiven. But there's no such evilness that lives within the Boo. So this is definitely fiction. But I love the way it's written. I cannot ask forgiveness of the salvation. There is none. For all the things that choosing selfishness will never be undone. So I totally look at this from the prompt, which is Children of the Corn, and I totally think you nailed this. I love the whole concept of the way they chant God and the way they live and how they torture and kill anybody that's not part of their group. And I can definitely see how, despite my heart and soul to forgive myself, I simply can't. Looking at you, there's not a word of truth in this because you're beautiful and perfect and all of that to me.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Sweet.
And Raz.
Yeah, there's really a ritualistic process to those who linger upon emotional pain up to the point that they feel that they're in the wrong a bit more than that act of forgiveness of which you're holding on to at the end of this poem. So I see a kind of character who just goes over it to that point of self-torture. They can't learn how to forgive themselves, and they need to actually get that message through that we make mistakes. We're all humans, have flaws. There's correcting these errors, or there's getting over the fact that those errors keep on recurring and trying to not really linger too long on that darkness of wanting to know what it's like to be damned rather than saved.
Yeah. Thank you, Raz.
All right. We're up for a little bit of food here. I got a little bit of Laughing Soul talking about her first crush. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this.
My First Crush, a poem by Laughing Soul. Dawn appears like a blooming marigold. Sunshine kisses me like my first crush, a feeling that's never grown old. I fumble shyly out of the creases of my dreams to feel his lips massage my pearly white beams. Ah, my toothbrush, its magical touch sends an electrifying rush. I have syllables and rhymes now playing on my mind. I can feel a poetic outburst. That's what it does. My toothbrush gives me a high just like my first crush. End poem.
Oh my God. Oh, this is clever. It's funny. It's unique. I think I love her sense of humor in this. This is absolutely great. Oh my gosh, my toothbrush, just like my first crush. I love it. I love this concept. I'm glad that she's able to smile, laugh, and that's why I guess why she's called Laughing Soul. There you go. I love the way she brought that. Raz, you start us off on this.
Razzle?
Raz needs the button.
Yeah, everyone has their first loves, I'm sure. And what there is to say of that, there's the kind of intuitive or initiation to that rite of love and passage of which you might linger on well into your golden years after you're married and your spouse is dead and in an elderly home. It'll just strike you again. Well, there was someone before that, and I was 12 or just 15.
Awesome. Dave, what do you think? Dave got the button going on now?
Oh, yep, I did. I apologize. Everybody's got the button today. Yeah, that's it, Boo. And, yeah, this was cute. Looking at the banner picture, I used to brush my teeth with that shitty-looking toothpaste like that, But anyhow, it was cute. It was really cool.
Hey, what do you want for a buck?
I really... Yeah, it's just... This gal, she is priceless. She has such a great sense of humor, like you said, Jay. And, it's dawn appears like a blooming marigold. Sunshine kisses my first crush. A feeling that's never grown old. That's a nice way to start it out. And then she says, my toothbrush, its magical touch sends an electrifying rush. I have syllables and rhymes now playing on my mind. I can feel a poetic outburst. Oh, God, I never thought about my toothbrush in any kind of relationship, but, it's cute.
You've never gotten romantic with your toothbrush? No.
No, and I never did, and I kind of abused it because I just slop it around and rinse it out a half-ass and stick it back in where the little thing that held onto it,
And
yeah, Jesus.
He's been 375 dates. He doesn't have time for that.
Yeah, I'm working on chapter 4 right now. But
there we go.
Yeah, this is cute. It really is. I love the way she reads too. Her voice and the inflections that she puts in it when she reads really fit the poem, and I thought this was really, really special.
Jay, I only get dirty with my toothbrush if it's electric. And it depends if it's electric or not.
Oh, my God. That's so bad.
Colgate or Crest.
That makes a big difference. No, I thought this was really
electricity.
Cute. And I was going to tell you, Dave, that's what you get when you buy the 99-cent store toothpaste. Because I've been there, too. Hey, it's on sale, you know? But I actually thought this was really cute, really clever, really funny. She can write about anything, and she does.
Yeah.
I think she has an awesome sense of humor. She's a great person, and her personality rocks, and it comes out in her poetry. And her voice I could listen to all day. She could read me bedtime stories if she wanted to. I thought it was great. Really unique. I never would have came up with this for just my toothbrush. So, hey, good job. I want to know, is it battery operated? That's what I want to know. Thanks, Jay.
All right, let's change directions here. And Raz, I'm putting your poem up.
In the gutter?
Yeah. On a darker note, here's web link. It was for Glow Lizzie's show on everyone having their own smile. And that show has been postponed because Glow Lizzie's mother died, so she was not able to do it after rescheduling. The quote here comes from Robin Williams, who had taken his own life because of Crabson-Jacobson disease. All it takes is a beautiful fake smile to hide an injured soul, and they will never notice how broken you really are. So here's the right. Web link. Counterfeit ring changing the dollar bill, serial indentation tender notes to be algebra fraction line, lengthening timeless. The student papers are different equations with equal signs, and noticing the eighth choker of a single denominator set of bankruptcy where the stolen funds are transacted. Bankrupt. Postmodern med cloud script. What inner monologue the individual has been stalking is through the modem firewall, properly sedated. Wi-Fi stereo and the cosmic background noise, annihilating the origin to the initial signature prognosis. GE radio switching the band station numbers per arbitrary glance. Walking through levels, looking at the kitchen clock. Long night, 8:24 p.m. To spend every hour wandering the depths, knee-high to the ground level soil, moisture rising. Pacing aimless the house, each room up to the baseball floor. Cryptic messages occur of an unknown psychic source. I've been longing heart. I am me, me, me. Too bad no one ever affected the outcome, Bill. HOCD, homosexual obsessive compulsive disorders, are based on being fixated with homosexuality. The fact Fox News calls American gay is wondrously straight shooter batting. Thyroid gland, overworked, web threads are short-minding the construction, fermentation, non-coherence. You're violent. It's okay. Off-server motive. These internet bloggers appear to be relatively safe. Mate me those closest would exploit the institutional displacement law. Copycat killers, but a Xerox machine doesn't invent duplicate victims because the black truck is parked in front and the citizen watch coverage blurred while human heads go about like video cameras excluded of the right time ratio for recent footage. Examining the ghost file, the criminal investigators had come with a hypothesis assuming what details of the crime implicated would not be proven. Error card note, call Canadian First Aid Services. Challenge for the right reason is that you force to think. Web life, a secondary excuse for the actual experience stews. By the pentagram circle in the middle of the shutout light room, the white nationalists and the AI life agreed with the demons to observe robotic, non-different, at never hearing a real warning, deductible. The hell of slavery to Western Europe, search sound arrest for the invisible frequencies disrupting domestic peace. Google doesn't have the answer to all reasonable lines of questioning. Time Crystal connects the science fiction and the legal misrepresentation of basic rules of physics. Does a quantum processor play out enough variant integers to register formulas not acting like their computations? Learn. I died. See you soon.
All right. The beginning of your poem reminded me of the movie Office Space. And there's a good reason for that. The how they made their fortune in taking the fractions of profit and putting it into a secret bank account. And that's almost kind of what I see here is something that that was the leftover and put into an account which actually fires everything up into a higher account. This has so much of your hand all over it, and all it is just a continuation of thoughts and processes in society where it's kind of glossed over in order to go ahead and hide what the real problems are. And that's, like I said, your brain, man, your brain. Just if we all got a little piece of it, imagine that. Yeah, great job there, great job. Well, Dave, what did you think about that one?
Oh, that one, I liked it. Yeah, I liked it. I like the way Raz sharpens his sword on what the hell's going on in the world today with his poetry. It's cutting, very cutting edge.
You should collab.
Yeah. Boy, that would be something, wouldn't it? Jesus. No, I like this one stanza here. It says, copycat killers, but a Xerox machine doesn't invent duplication victims because the black truck is parked in front of the citizen watch coverage blurred while human heads go about like video cameras excluded of the right time ratio for recent footage. You know, people nowadays get away with so much more bullshit than they used to. I was just watching a movie the other day, and some people walked into the store, and they picked up a bunch of clothing and just walked right past the checkout stand, right out of the parking lot, put it in their car, and drove the fuck off, you know. And I thought,
yeah, I've seen that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what the hell, you know, what do these people think they are, you know? You know, we need people like Raz to stab these bastards, you know, and you know, hack their heads off and that sort of thing, and talk about it, write about it, you know, put it out there so people can see it. You know, that's what we are as poets. We're storytellers to the world, and when we present it in a much better format than the news people do. You know, comparing poetry and poets and stuff to the news people, it's like putting decoration on a cake with a bucket as compared to a pastry hypo or whatever the hell those things are that you decorate a cake with. We are the cake decorators, and the news people are the ones with the buckets, you know. I don't know. What I got out of this poem, it was just more illuminating than everything else as to what's going on, you know. So with that, I'm going to call it a comment. I really liked it, Raz. I like all your stuff. So well done.
Yeah, I was absorbed for a week alone in the house, and that's somewhat I was reflecting on my mind during that time period. So I just had to talk out on that day, Webbling.
You let it all out.
What there is
here, excellent.
The net is more of a problem, really. You even hear on the news rather than social media blog. That's the undercurrent politic of this entire people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
good.
Of course, we need Boo to comment next.
I love your comment to the guy who wrote you a comment in the bottom where you said, noticing the style to be like left writing, I managed to grab your attention, and that was worthwhile. I think that's an awesome comment. And it's true, you got him to notice, and that's what matters, and that's what your poetry does. You get us to notice whether we understand it all or not. This sounds like you were just kind of letting it all go. I love how everything nowadays is a syndrome, and everything is a condition. And pharmaceutical companies, medical companies, they know this. Like, if you can come up with a new syndrome, a new disease, or a new anything, you're a superstar in that world. And everything now is, you know, it reminds me of one of my comedians. He says, hey, remember, guys, when you were just having a bad day and it was like no big deal, and now all of a sudden it's erectile dysfunction syndrome, you know? And it's like,
no shit.
You know, everything is like, remember, ladies, when you were just bitchy 1 week during a month, now it's, you know, what they call it, premenstrual mephoric disorder or whatever. Everything's a disorder and a syndrome, and we buy into it, and we buy the bullshit and the things that they sell us. And I think that's what you're saying, too. I agree. The net is also can be used for positive and negative. A lot of times it's used for negative. I think this is a nice way for you to release all your feelings and how you feel, and it's very deep, introspective, and I hope you felt better after you wrote it. Your brain is always astounding, Raz. I would love to get inside there and pick away, or maybe I wouldn't. Just kidding.
Yeah, there was a release process with this poem, why I like to share.
Yeah.
And I intended to do so with Lola. I'm so sorry about her personal tragedy with her mother.
Yeah, we love you, Lizzie. We're missing you. Get back here as soon as you can. Thank you, Raz.
Absolutely. All right, I'm going to read one next that we missed over on Sunday. This is called Think You Can Dance by Poetic. And it goes like, I said, go ahead, we'll take a chance. So you entered us in Think You Can Dance? Wasn't at all worried about all the dancing pros, just wasn't too keen on wearing these clothes. Wouldn't be good on TV showing our butts, and the prize money was more than peanuts. We were pretty good, but I thought another pair would win. Sad about the accident. How did they slip on that banana skin? Been on this show now for a week or more. Tonight is the final, so let's hit that dance floor. We can get around here with considerable ease. Seems to be much easier than swinging from trees. The judges have told us we are not the prettiest pair, but we can dance like Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire. Each and every night now we have danced to impress. Who said dancing serious and not monkey business? We are dancing really well now, others showing disgust. Seems we have the advantage by showing sheer animal lust. The judges have chosen us. We were too good to ignore. Crowd is cheering too. Listen to the deafening roar. They are going bananas, and some are going nuts. Didn't believe we had it in us, that real killer touch. We have won it all. We're the best dancers, that's true. Do you think they will miss us back there at the zoo? End poem. Oh, I love it. I love it. This is so clever. The picture has a couple apes dancing, and this was so wonderful, so unique, so spot on. I love Poeta's comedy and his humor. He always puts a little something that's tongue-in-cheek and so enjoyable. Yeah. Really splendid. And Dave, I'll start with you. Go ahead.
Okay. This was great. It really was fun. It was funny. It's well written. The rhyme and meter in it was spot on. The
feedback's so bad. The stringing fucking can. Mm-hmm.
The next to the last stanza kind of turned things around for me a little bit. It says, we are dancing really well now, others showing disgust. Seems that we have the advantage by showing sheer animal lust. That kind of reminds me of a lot about what's going on nowadays. People are more impressed by what's really obvious and what's showing on the outside, and not so much about what's going on the inside, about any of the intellect a person might have. That's kind of what I got out of that stanza right there a little bit. Those two lines in it anyway. And I really don't like that in society nowadays. Everybody is spellbound by flashy shit and stuff like that, and they don't look past the stick on stripes and hood scoops and shit that don't really work, and I don't know. That's just kind of what hit me on that. But the judges had chosen us. We were too good to ignore. crowds are cheering, listening to that deafening roar. You know, it's funny. It really is. And you know, and then the last line there, do you think they'll miss us back at the zoo? That was priceless. The whole damn thing was cool as hell. So, you know, I like Poetic stuff too. He's really on the mark. So good job.
Mm-hmm. You know, Dave, something about that really quick. We were doing an interview, right, the other day, and there's 3 women, and then there was a lot, and there's down to 2, right? One more qualified than the other. One good-looking, one kind of big. Well, you know, my boss wanted to go with the one that was underqualified just because she looked better. And I was like, oh, my God, you guys got to stop with this, you know? This is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And then, so I just thought, you know, it goes with what you were saying, and it's true. It happens every day, you know?
Yeah.
So,
you're absolutely spot on. Yeah, it is. That's true. Yeah.
You know? And who's to say, you know, they're not a great worker and everything. I just was really annoyed with that. But so we went with the third one, and we broke even. But I'm just saying, you know? So, okay, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah.
Raz, what do you think?
Yeah, I personally did not get off too much to Dancing with the Stars, but this take, how you have everyone on that series portrayed by simians, would definitely be a buttload of monkeys to watch.
I love it. All right, Boo, if you want to say anything more, you may. And then I got you reading
if you look at
Lella.
that show, everybody on that show is freaking sexy. Everybody. I mean, it's like these people that you will never be. Perfect bodies, perfect 10, perfect dancers, beautiful hair. All of it is just, a lot of it's fake, and it's for show. They all have extensions. They all have fake tan. They all have professional makeup done. You know what I mean? And they're all, let's not forget, professional dancers. You're not, you know? So if anybody's trying to compete and be just like they are, you know, keep dreaming, because a lot of it's smoke and mirrors. And we have to remember that in movies and in magazines and in all that stuff. It's fake. You know? You take a real woman. You take a real woman without all the airbrushing, out all that stuff touched. She's probably 20 times more beautiful and genuine, but we overlook that woman. And I don't think that's fair either.
I don't.
And but his poem, I think, is hilarious. I like how he just threw the banana peel in there just to screw them all up. And maybe that would work, you know? Like, wouldn't it be nice to see one of those beautiful people fall on their ass? There's an idea.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
So we can all realize that we're normal too, and we're just human beings, you know? I think this is really funny. I love his funny, and he always has a little bit of sexuality in all his poems. And I think he's great. And I loved his children's book too. I read it, and it's really good. It's a book of poetry for kids that's appropriate. And I think you're awesome, Poetic. Great job.
You know what? You mentioned sexy people, and I thought you would want all of us on that show, Boo. But
of course I would. All of the whole group, all these sexy people.
There you go. There you go.
No
there
airbrushing.
You go. Okay, Boo. I'm going to have you read Lella next.
Okay. Now talk about a sexy, beautiful person. Look at her profile pic. She looks like just cream. I swear. I thought I was pale, Jay, but wow, she's beautifully pale. Okay. Layla, here we go. Farewell till the next goodbye. To all the days that my scars shed tears for nothing, to all the nights that my steps roamed for the world lost, to all the dreams that once my life had, but I didn't, to all the stars that trusted you, I say, farewell till the next goodbye. Still, I swear this was the last time, but here I go again. This heart was once painful, now is in pain instead. When they finally give up on words, hold on to the meaning. If they can lose faith in what they see, tell them to look where there's nothing. In a place of unknown mistakes that makes you feel sorry the most, it's in a sound of loud, articulate hollowness that makes you feel lost. Sudden shivers and spiteful embrace, true forgiveness they cannot trace. and your honest heart is too pure for that cacophony to face. The only thing they do is rhyme. Should you choose, it's about time. Sarcasm was never a friend, but an acquaintance, dear. So imagine how dreadful it is to know they'll push you to freely fear. Something they've never need explained, let it be denied, buried deep inside. After all, it's high time you rhymed. Your mind is not a safe place for you to hide. When irony takes over your dear life, explain to the curious, heal the furious. If all of them happen to awake in the same room, the door is open, no rhyme needed to make yourself free and included. End poem.
Wow. To imagine that she's 21 years old and writing something like this that has pure, it is pure poetry. And I think that it is absolutely stunning. It's just what you guys have been saying, you know. It's a real person going through real things and saying that, you know what, if you face these real issues in your life, here's what you got. And if you got those things, you know what, you're still going to be living. And it's kind of, it's almost like Proverbs. She's speaking in kind of like you know, the Confucius style Proverbs, and which I love. You know, when irony takes over your dear life, explain to the curious, heal the furious. Just give them different things, give them different opportunities. I like this. This is very powerful, very knowledgeable beyond her years, and I love the way she puts that. Raz, what do you think?
Yeah, I see someone here who's not really convinced that anyone ever goes around stating the truth, and so there's fair warning that with society comes a certain amount of deception. There's explanations to which you can't appropriately nor inappropriately state in any situation, and so you have these formal rules that have the majority hold back what they're going to say or would have ever thought to when facing a real life time, and that in of itself is where the poet gets the idea that there's a society which is more likelier to rhyme than actually speak a word of the truth.
Excellent comment. Boo, you read it. What do you think? The button, Boo, the button.
Trying to get to the button, sorry. I think basically she's saying all the time she wasted, all the energy she wasted, all her ink she wasted, everything to impress other people or to make other people look at her or her poetry another way. So she finally woke up and realized, fuck it, their opinion doesn't matter. What they think doesn't matter. I'm not going to base my life on what they think is okay, what they think is acceptable. And she finally moved on from that, which is usually called maturity or growth, and realized it doesn't matter what they think, only matters what she thinks. That's what I see, and I agree with that 100%. It takes a while to get to that place.
Wonderful comment. And Dave, I'm going to let you have the last comment, then we're putting your poem onto the board. Now, Dave needs the button.
Dave, the button. We should make a bumper sticker.
Yes, Dave, the button. Jesus. No shit. A big neon sign in front of my desk here. Turn on the mute button, dumbass. Leila's really, she's really a cool writer. And, I like her pastel skin. It's real pretty. She's a pretty lady. Anyway, this was really good. I like I like what she had to say about it. I kind of pick up a little bit of humbleness in this poem from her. Being humble is an attribute that a lot of people don't have, and it allows you to learn from your mistakes, and it allows you to be introspective and see see how you really look to other people, and it also allows you to realize that some of the standards that are expected of us nowadays don't mean jack shit. And so that's kind of what I got out of this.
Agreed, Dave.
All right, Dave. Let me get your poem onto the board, and there you go.
Okay, this is just a little humor for today. I love women beyond the obvious reasons. Okay, I like the way they think. I used to be a personal trainer for the ladies, and I trained with so many of them that I kind of got an inkling into how they see things, and it's fascinating. And so I wrote this thing called I'm also an Aussie fan, and I was listening to this song, Mr. Tinker Train, when the thought occurred to me to write about the ladies and the song. So it goes like this. Baseball hat's on backwards. It's the adjustable kind that does nothing for his forehead. The rest of it bends the tops of his ears down like an elf. He's anything but that. Cheetos stuck between his two front teeth, swaggering and full of himself, makes the rounds at the tab, hits on every female in there, including the barmaids, who just shake their heads at the spectacle he makes. Funniest part is that he doesn't realize that he's the object of amusement, especially in female eyes. Had his lights punched out a few times, his advances to wives whose husbands caught him peddling his lines to their wives when they returned from the restroom. If he struck out with the ladies then, he sits with these equally asinine friends, speaking in elevated tones of the misinformation that runs rampant in alcoholic haze floating in the tavern's atmosphere. In this state, you could convince him that 2 + 2 really equals 5. He'd believe that just for argument's sake. He's amusing to watch. Ladies' night out. There's 5 of them at the center table. They've been watching him, laughing at his antics till there were tears in their eyes. Sherry, look at this dipshit. Can you believe him? He's got his eye on you, Carol. More giggles. He's so full of shit. Oh, my God, here he comes again, homing in on the brunette Mary. Hey, ladies, how about lighting the trip fantastic with me? I think you mean tripping the light fantastic. Well, you know what I mean. Mary decides to dance with him doing Ozzy's zombie stomp, thinks maybe he'll leave them alone. Afterwards, she gives her report to her crew. Geez, he stepped all over me, and he's got food stuck between his teeth. He smells like a goat, too. Her girlfriends are laughing so hard, Susie had to go to the restroom to keep from wetting her pants. Mary said, he almost fell down a couple times if I hadn't caught him. Dee Dee says, well, you should have let him fall down then. Jesus, he's worse than Mr. Tinker Train. Jeannie comments. The girls are still laughing. Can you believe this guy? What planet is he from? Maxine asks. The girls call her Mad Max. She takes no shit from the likes of the Mr. Tinker Trains. The girls like Ozzy. Mr. Tinker Train is their name for guys like this. They're a dime a dozen in tabs. Nobody gets into Mr. Tinker Train's car, Max says. Shit, it'd probably break down. The girls are crying by this time. Mr. Tinker Train is about all unwound for the evening. He's not walking too well. The bartenders have cut him off too drunky. Last call for alcohol. The girls are done. So is Mr. Tinker Train. Sherry is her designated driver. They all pile into her SUV. God, you guys, this was so fun tonight. I can't wait to see my hubby. All the Mr. Tinker Trains of the world make the married gals and those that aren't thankful for good husbands and boyfriends. Meanwhile, Mr. Tinker Train may get arrested for DWI, drunk while intoxicated, ladies' definition. They're listening to Ozzy and Sherry's SUV. Godspeed, girls.
That's great. As a matter of fact, I got a little bit of a different song running in my head, and it's oh my God. It's give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. And all the girls say he's pretty fly for a white guy. Oh my God. That That's freaking awesome, Dave. I enjoyed this piece because you know what? I've seen the Mr. Tinker trains, and they have a very unique style about them, thinking they're all the stuff, but they're not.
Oh yeah.
But I love the way you portrayed it. It's so funny and so hilarious and so well put.
Well,
excellent job.
I used to see this so much when I was. Jesus Christ, the background noise. I used to see this stuff so much when I was playing in a band in the taverns. You know, we'd be up there on the stage playing, and you could just had a bird's eye view of this bullshit going on down on the dance floor. And even when we weren't playing, if we were in between sets or something, you could see this shit going on, you know, and it was funny. One of the gals came up and was hitting on the other guitar player in the band one time. Oh, that's a story all on its own. I won't go into that. But anyway, I'm glad you liked it, Jay. Thanks.
Yeah. Raz, what'd you think?
Of your dating.
Yeah, there is no virus that's going to stop certain people from partying. You have situations like this every weekend that the girls have their night on the town, and that's a great commemoration piece for the social phenomenon, including how there's always that favorite mixtape. If it's not Ozzy Osbourne, then someone else is playing on those stereos that night.
Yep.
And, Boo, you get the last say on this.
Hey, Dave, stop watching me at the club. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I haven't been to a club in Lord knows how long. I would feel like an idiot walking into a club at this point. But I think this is so true, kind of funny too, because this is a good story. My friend told me the other day that his girlfriend went out, and he asked her. He drove by her house, okay, and he didn't see her car there. And he was like, he asked her the next day, where were you? Where'd you go last night? Oh, I went out with a couple of people. Oh, really? Who? She goes, I don't remember. I'm like, what kind of excuse is that?
Jesus.
And then I'm like, and you trust this girl? Come on, don't be ridiculous. And then she winds up telling, you know, she ran into somebody and all this shit. And I'm just like, oh, my God, you're an idiot, you know? But I do see these kind of chicks out.
That's bullshit.
It's just, you don't remember. Are you that fucking stupid? I mean, right there, I was just like, that's reason alone not to be with the person, as far as I'm concerned. And if you don't remember, then we have an issue. And then she's like, the whole thing was just a lie, and I just told him, like, wake up, you know, don't be stupid. But, you know, makes the rounds they hit on every female. I see this guy. I was a bartender for 12 years, and I worked in a restaurant for 12 years. And we'd have guys come in, and we actually have people call, is Bob there? And he'd be like, no, Sam not here. I got to the point where I stopped answering the phone because I would be like, if you got to call a bar 5 nights a week looking for your man, you got a problem. Isn't there a red flag there? You know? And they'd be taking off their wedding ring and everything. And I'd be like, hello, we all see the tan line on your finger. Like, you're not hiding anything. Yeah. And nobody really gives a shit anyways. And the fact of the matter is most people nowadays, they are skanky. They don't care if you're married. They don't care if you're with someone. You know, and this guy is everywhere you go. I was at a club one time long ago, okay, and this guy was wearing a shirt, and it was in black, and then the letters were in white, so it was in fluorescent. And I swear to God, it said, I fuck on the first date. And he actually wore that to a club. And I was like, does that actually work? Because I was standing next to the bar, and he goes, you'd be surprised. And I'm like, that's the sad state of the world, and this is like 20 years ago. So, and of course, I live in Florida. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say I saw a T-shirt. I saw a T-shirt one time in the bar, and it was black and it had white letters on it, and it said, "I fuck married women." And I thought, boy, you got a lot of balls walking into a club like that, you know. If I was, you know, if I was in my former days and I wasn't in a good mood, I'd have probably knocked him out, you know. But that's
I think
bullshit.
They think it's funny,
you know.
And then the sad thing is, it actually works. So it seems like.
Yeah, I know.
Like people are like, "Oh, your shirt's so funny." They're like, "Your shirt's hilarious," and then they get people over there to get the attention they want, and everything. And I used to live in Florida, California. They don't have this. I wish they did, but I don't drink anymore anyway. But they have ladies' night, 5 nights a week, where you could drink free every night. And this is full of these guys. They're just, and all their cologne, they're all spraying it as they're walking up, all their suave bullshit and all the crap that I see right through now. Then I thought was attractive, So I'd rather have a sip for the sense of humor and a job. Good poem, Dave.
Yeah.
They law
Thank
prohibited,
you. Thank you, Boo.
except for Iowa. That's 8 times a week.
There you go.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to that point in the show. Raz, what time is it?
Yeah, I think you're making a motion that there's a certain writer here who likes people doing voices for his scripts, and it concerns Alfie and Nigel, right? And the Chihuahua, Jubal.
It may have, it may not. I don't think today it does, but you know what? We're still gonna let you read them.
All right, here's your favorite humorist, second to who passed away yesterday, Norman McDonald. Lauren, 67, and I don't mind. I don't mind. I have often been asked why I write. The answer is simply because I can't type. My mind thinks it has a mind of its own. It works in the abstract. It doesn't care if it's fantasy or fact. Sometimes my mind I can't find. It goes on vacation for some duration. People say that I've lost my mind. The lost and found takes up a lot of my time. Some people see the glass as half full, others half empty, but all I see is a glass that doesn't know what it wants to be. When people say to me, goodbye, I say why. To me, a goodbye is when you buy 2 and get the third one free. All my corners are rounded, a day's maze that's confounded, but often my mind is being kind, and so I write as long as my mind don't mind.
No, this is a clever poem that really brings out some good humor. He's making fun of himself, and what type of person isn't the best who makes fun of themselves? I've lost my mind many times. I wish some people would show me where it went. I should have it on a leash, and I think that he's
I tried, yes.
He does it. I think he does it in a great way. Some people see the glass as half full, others see it as half empty, but I see it as a glass. I think that right there is a great statement, very unique, very, very Lawrence, and he did a great job with this one. Dave, what did you think about that one? We're going to get Dave a button. We're going to get him a button that works one time.
We're going to make a bumper sticker.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway. Yeah. Push the button, Dave. Push the button. Anyway, the glass is half full or it's half empty. And he says, all I see is a glass that doesn't know what it wants to be. Boy, isn't that no shit, It could either be one or the other. And all these people, these smug bastards, say, well, I always see a glass is half full, And, some of the other people see it as half empty. And, that's turned into the half a glass of water bullshit has turned into some sort of a public statement or a badge of honor that you should wear on your goddamn shirt that says, I always see the glass as half full. Well, fuck you. Who gives a shit where the glass is? Turn it upside down over your head, you dildo, I mean, it's just,
I know, right?
I like that you tied into this, Raz. Yeah, it's just a goddamn glass of water. That's all shit. And then And I like it because when people say to me goodbye, I say, why? To me, goodbye is when you buy two and get the third one free. Oh, that's great, I don't tell my friends goodbye. I just say see ya, or give me a call or something like that. That's, I really, really like the way you've put this down, Raz. Lost my mind, and the lost and found takes up a lot of my time. Shit, I lose my mind every day when I put my glasses down and then I forget where the hell I did with them, and then I find them on the top of my head,
right?
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, this was really cool. I liked it, Raz. You did a good job with it.
That was Lawrence, but Raz is his reader because Raz always reads him.
Oh, I thought he was an alter ego or an invented character. Well,
so Lawrence
good
and
job,
me are
Lawrence.
not one and the same person. We just kind of work together
he just
on the show.
Yeah,
he
they switch bodies from time to time.
All right,
that was a rumor. That was a complete rumor.
Rumor.
Okay.
Raz,
right.
you read?
My bad.
You read that one. What'd you think?
As to losing my mind in there, and currently wherever it's located, it knows where I live, but I don't want it back because it gets violent sometimes.
Send it to me, Raz. I'll take it.
All right, Boo. You get the last say on the poem, and then we're going to let you read Femora's poem.
Okay. I think I agree with Dave. I think this is funny. The whole half glass, just a glass of water. All these people with all their little proverbs and all their little catchphrases are usually the ones that are most screwed up anyways, and same ones that are constantly telling me that I found the Lord, which, I'm pretty sure I know where he is. I didn't send out the search party. But this is funny, and I love the way Raz reads it because Raz puts personality in it all the time when he reads it, and he makes it funny. Raz, I'll trade you. I'd like to have your brain for a day or two, although it might be exhausting for me. I would love to try. I think this is really, really funny.
I have the order.
And really catchy, and I like Lawrence's sense of humor. He always tells me, "Ooh, you always say the same thing. I want to smoke some of what he's smoking." And I'm going to say it again there for you, Lawrence. Pass it over. Funny.
Really.
All right, Boo. Here we go. You get to read a little about a succubus. Go figure.
Oh no, where's Meta when you need him? Where's Meta when you need him? There you go. Succubus of sanguine addiction. Oh, that's deep. Okay. Wings pitched as a night endless, empty without starlight. Razor sharp needle like claws. Cut lever's flesh like shards of glass. Wounds sear like molten lava as debaucherous venom seeps in, igniting the shadows hidden. Scars burst behind insidious heated kisses, consuming passionately your scarlet rivers, dancing symphonies darkest areas burn. Sacrifice your quintessence until hell's unholy ecstasy. Whoa. Enthralled and devoted, plunged into utter darkness of our demonic copulation, I devour your innocence, and I claim you for eternities, while you offer up your essence, screaming my archaic name and poem. Whoa! This is a whole kind of S&M.
Well, it's a nice little calm afternoon walk, isn't it? I'll tell you what.
Yeah, she's taking your ass, whether you want it or not. She's taking your ass.
I love dancing symphonies, darkest arias burn. It's like you got this dark music and dance. This is like reminds me of the scene, kind of. You're talking about where the devil takes the virgin in the movie The Stand, in the story The Stand, and I think that's almost how it looks right there. And but you have, I can also see the demons dancing around and singing these demonic songs, you know, and there's so much to this. It's like it ended up somewhere, but it was all this demonic pleasure dome. So gosh, this is just yeah, this is just like something that drags someone down. Yep. Raz, what do you think?
It's funny that you mentioned that kind of terminology. Pornography is a known demon. Everyone has their personal vices. And outside of that, keeping certain individuals up late at night, what's there to say of the realities to the succubus? I'm trying to keep a level perspective here. And I would think whatever brings a person into temptation at 2 o'clock in the morning, it can't be everyone else on the block who's sleeping at the time while you're hearing all these ecstatic moments of someone else's crying out for love and name having sex.
And Dave, what did you think?
Well, first of all, I love this gal's name, Femora Soul Weaver. Wow, that's pretty spooky all in itself. It's beautiful, actually. When Boo started reading this, it almost came across as a song to me, or an ululations, I guess is the way you say it. I thought it was really, really beautiful. You know, it was dark, but it was had a nice, pretty sheen to it. You know, and to me it did anyway. I don't know. Enthralled and devoted, plunge into utter darkness, our demonic copulation. I like the way she spelled demonic, D-A-E. It's an old spelling for demon. I devour your innocence and I claim you for eternities while you offer up your screaming my archaic name. Wow. God, I'm hearing an echo back there. It's driving me crazy. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's
beautiful
a little bit. I'm not sure where it's coming from, but Boo, you're next. What do you think? Reading it. Button, Boo, button.
We got buttonitis today, don't we? Jesus.
Buttonitis, I swear. This bitch is taking your ass whether you want it or not. And she don't give a fuck whether you want to be taken or not. She's coming down, swooping you up, and you're going to scream her name. She's going to give it to you good so that you never forget who she is, forget her name. She's taking what she wants, whether you want to give it up or not. It's my kind of gal. So you go, girl.
Yeah.
You know, sign me up.
I'd say that to her, too. Go, girl, go.
You go, girl. Scream that archaic name. Scream it loud. Yeah, make him remember
All
your
right.
name. Love it.
We're going to do a few dark poems in a row here. So this is a little. No. This is a different one. Not expecting dark from this person, dude. No, I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to do 3 dark in a row. Here's a dark one from Laughing Soul, believe it or not.
Holy shit! Really?
Yep. Here you go.
Yeah.
Oxford Ciphers and Shaman Chants, a poem by Laughing Soul. Whirling in Sufyan shades of scarlet and cinnamon, held captive by a billowing moon, summon I my inner demon. Whisper shadows serenade the ashen skies, pirouette wings, bathes darkness in tempest cries. Whistles night a soulful requiem, swirl flaming red feathers of an angel on a pyre of broken trust, to the shaman chants bleeding rust. Wails the demon in oxblood ciphers, mystic spells eclipse the garnet venom, waltz my heart an unshackled spoon, no more a captive of a billowing moon. End poem.
Holy cow.
Yes, and there you go. We got our second dark in a row. Yeah, this is I love the imagery. She was given that picture of the demon right there to write the poem for, and I think she did a great job with that. Just brilliant move, brilliant poem. And I'm only going to get one comment here, and let me get that comment from Boo, and then I'm going to have Boo read her
it's audio,
collaboration with Power.
You don't have the audio because it's his voice. It's not.
Oh, let me see if I can find it. I think I do, as a matter of fact. Why don't you go ahead and comment on
Boo and Pyrosis? It says in there. Anyway.
Okay.
I hardly heard the poem because it's her voice. It just drew me in. So sexy. I mean, and the darkness, really. She nailed it. I don't think she'd done so much. What, Jay? Yeah? Yes, dear.
That was Dave agreeing with you. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say. I mean,
very
it's
sexy.
amazing.
She
doesn't write much darkness, but she nailed it on this one. Yeah, Dave, I want to hear your comment to First Soul.
Oh, I thought this was beautiful and was so sexy. The way she enunciated that, and the way she did that, almost whispering. Wow, that was just blew me away. It kind of reminded me of the delicate way that Selwa reads, and kind of the same thing. They both have the type of voice that you could listen to all night if they were talking. I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah,
great poem.
I want her to read me bedtime stories.
Yeah, you read bedtime
not like
stories
this. You'll get nightmares.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, she's so soothing. Like, she should bottle that somehow or make some audio books or something,
Mhm. Yeah, she really has a beautiful voice. Wow.
Mhm. Yeah. Agreed. Okay.
I want to let her know she did great out on the board. She said she tried to sound dark. She did a great job with that. All right.
Dark is sexy, baby.
And all right, I found it, Boo. Here we go.
Okay.
Existing in the realm of its own true hell, the pacing of the parasite begins to swell. It suffers in silence, yet demands to be heard. I will never survive without its bevy of words.
Risen from the flame like the dance of a sprite, the verse it contains is quiet in our sight. It glows, though it dies while drifting upon winds. Can you perceive the pain as this blends?
A dark room holds no light. A silenced man possesses no flight. Scattered ashes with a torn soul. I died again, only to become a ghoul.
Rotten and starving, we unseal the night, a fetid release inscribing our blight. Blown to the void where everything numbs, a flow of the core without the motion of lungs.
The skies outside beyond the night with shutters shut and drawn begin to glow on shattered shapes escaping before the dawn. As clouds vanish, now you're my captive pawn.
Oh, the twists and turns in this. Very, very, it's a dark, but almost a little bit of a captive, shall I say. This is great, Boo. You and Pyrosis did a wonderful job with this. I really, really enjoyed that. And I'm going to get a comment from Raz on this. Raz, what do you think?
Yeah, there's definitely a sense of being predarized by the entire piece. You're left violated. What they're describing is an element that seems supernatural, but at the same time, maybe a crime is being covered up while the individual comes into the form of submission that's being proposed by some unknown force, which is trying to take over their own personal space. And what you have with these dancing spirits of the night being the possibility, or that of the darkness overcoming them, is definitely a deeper psychological pain that can't be attributed to who's responsible for that kind of fear, of which the origins are seen to be unknown, but a logical reason could actually be derived.
Thank you.
Awesome. And Dave, what do you think of that?
There we go. Got the button. Well, I really liked it. I thought both of you guys did really good on it. The alternate reading back and forth was really effective, I thought. I kind of like this because it sort of builds on you, you know. Existing in the realm of its own true hell, the pacing of a parasite begins to swell. It suffers in silence. It demands to be heard. It will never survive without its bevy of words. Risen from the flame like the dance of a sprite. The verse, I really like that line. The verse it contains is quiet in our sight. It glows though it dies while drifting upon winds. Can you perceive the pain as this blends? You know, the back and forth between Boo and this pyrosis person is really, really well done, and it makes a really interesting storyline. Jesus.
Hold on, I'm trying to fix it. Okay, go ahead, Dave. Finish up.
Anyway, yeah, it's just a really, really an outstanding collaboration, and the storyline in it was really, really fascinating and captivating. I thought you guys did a hell of a job on it. Well done.
All right.
Thank you.
And we've got a little treat, guys. We've got a little bit of a treat. We have someone who just walked through the door at the last minute here. Let's all say hello to Salwa. Wait, let me take her off of mute. Hold on. There she
Salwa.
is. Hello, Salwa.
Hello,
Hey,
everyone.
Salwa.
I'm sorry. Hi. I missed you all. Hi.
We missed you.
I missed you
Hello,
too.
Sala.
Hello. Hello, David. I think that's what I heard, right? Over there.
Yep.
And also,
you did.
also,
David, Raz, and
I missed someone. I missed G Laughing Soul too. I think
she's out on the board, so you can say hi to her on the board. And what I want to say right now is I'm going to give my thanks here, and then we're going to have Salwa drop her poem. We got about 5 minutes left before we're going to cut off, and then we're going to do a couple poems after in overtime. So I want to thank Lela. No, I'm sorry. Those are not that's not my list, right? I want to thank Raz, Tila, Meta, Sweet Pea, Hatter, Dave, and Salwa for calling. Naomi, Soul, and Femora out on the board. All the other people who wrote for us, thank you very much. Happy birthday to Nuno and Angel, who have been listening as well. Great to have you guys, and once again, enjoy your birthdays. We're glad that you were able to be part of this show. We're very thankful.
Happy birthday.
And Boo,
Thanks
for everything you do to make all this happen. You're awesome, and none of this is possible without Boo. So without further ado, Sawa, we need your poem. I didn't see it anywhere. Oh, there it is. It's now up there, and we're going to have Salwa read for us today since I didn't have time to do a SoundCloud.
There's no SoundCloud. So
you're fired.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
There's no SoundCloud.
All right.
Okay.
Salwa, you're up.
Here we go. Okay, let's see. This is based on true story. It's really sad story. It always touched my heart. A story not like another story. Une histoire pas comme les autres. Une histoire de Lizzie Velsac. Cette fille, comme elle s'est nommée elle-même, née avec un syndrome progressoire néontal, une maladie génétique rare qui affecte son cœur. Elle gagnera donc jamais vivre le reste de sa vie. Des personnes cruelles. Is it me who echoing? Sorry, I wasn't sure.
Hold on, I'll take everybody on mute, so go ahead.
Okay. No, I wasn't sure, it's me. Okay. Des personnes cruelles se sont moquées d'elle dans une vidéo et ont demandé de rendre service au monde, de se suicider ainsi que de milliers d'autres commentaires dévastateurs lits qu'elle a lus avec une vraie douleur au cœur. Au début, elle a presque abandonné, mais son amour de ses parents bien aimés qui n'ont jamais cessé de lui donner confiance et amour, elle a dit, j'ai pu mettre de l'autre côté l'intimidation. Maintenant, elle est une des vedettes les plus motivantes au monde. L'histoire, pas comme les autres, qui touche le cœur. Story of Lizzie Velasquez, that girl, as she called herself, born with a neonatal progeroid syndrome, a rare genetic disease that affects the heart, eyes, and bones. Therefore, will never gain a pound the rest of her life. Cruel people mocked her in a video and asked her to do the world a favor and kill herself. And thousands of ugly, devastating comments she read with real pain in the heart. At first, she almost gave up. But the love for her beloved parents, who never stopped, empowered her with love and confidence, made her get on the other side of bullying. Now she's one of the most motivated speakers in the world. A beautiful, sad, and happy story that touches the heart. And the poem. Hello?
I tell you what, you really got me choked up on this one. This is such a touching story. It is sad how the world goes after people just because they look different than everybody else, and it's a sad state of affairs that happens. And I am glad that you brought this to light, that you brought this forward and showed us her story, which I believe needs to be told. I think it's absolutely wonderful that she was able to overcome and show the world the beauty that's inside of her. Wonderful, right, so, and incredible story.
Thank you.
Raz, what do you think?
Yeah, when you have a poet bringing up real life into perspective, then there's no longer any more to reason out of this type of prose, except that they necessarily are implying what we know of life to be of a profound level. Here I'm reading up on this individual, Elizabeth Velasquez. It says that she wrote a book on how do you define yourself in 2014 that gave much promotion on her behalf, being a motivational speaker. As to what I perceive of all this descriptions with the bullying on any form of social media platform, you know that necessarily it's just immature behavior. But the problem is that finally it gets out of hand when it comes to the victims of cyber tasing. So you have certain individuals who can't even handle one negative response acting out in a way that they did not have to be forced. Why there's a certain element of a security breach there as to how to run or handle any form of cyber networking.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Dave, what did you think?
Sorry.
Well, I thought this was really interesting. I've never heard of the study before, and I thank Stella for presenting it to us, to all the people like me that had never heard about her. I actually took a part of this poem, not Stella's, but something that's always bothered me, and you know, I put it in a message about younger women, and a part of it says, see, where is it here? Okay, cruel people mocked her in a video and asked her to do the world a favor and kill herself. Okay, anybody that says that to someone else needs their lips sewn shut permanently.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, that's bullshit, and you know, young girls are so cognizant about their appearance and the way they act and their acceptance and stuff. And some of them that are a little depressed and a little unbalanced, they probably might kill themselves. You know,
Absolutely.
And you know, and nothing will be done to that woman or that girl or whoever it was that said you should go kill yourself. You know, they just get off, and it's just a weapon of the tongue, and it's spoken to someone that took it literally, and now this person's dead because of some shitty thing that she's heard and was said to her. I can't tolerate that kind of crap. I cannot tolerate it, and this is you know, and in this part down here says. She talks about bullying, but the love for her beloved parents who never stopped empowered her with the love and confidence made her get on the side of bullying, you know. What was that, Boo?
What an ode to her parents, you know?
Yeah,
parents,
I agree. Yeah, and there's a lot of this bullying bullshit that goes on nowadays, you know. It's just garbage. It's just all of it's garbage. You know, it's just, and I'm glad that Stella put this out. It's, you know, like I said before, we're poets, and we're supposed to tell the world about stuff like this and do it in a correct and truthful way, and she did. So well done, Stella.
Thank you, David. Mm-hmm. I really have to say, actually, it's time. Sorry, can I say something? Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, yes.
Go ahead, and then we'll have Boo comment right
when I feel down. When I feel down, I read stuff like this, and I feel embarrassed even to complain, I have to say, because there's so many stories like this that really people are really suffering from serious pain. So we are so blessed we don't even know it. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
That's true.
All right. Boo!
There's, you know, and there's I could talk about this for hours, but I won't. My daughter and I see them. They're so sensitive about the way they look and what they have and how they are. And kids are cruel, very cruel, especially women to other women. I don't know why we do this or why we're like this, but what's the first thing women do when a woman walks in the room? They eye her up and down. All of a sudden, you know, it's wrong with you. Everything's wrong with you. And if you're pretty, you're a slut, always. And you're stupid. God forbid you can be intelligent and be good looking. That doesn't happen. I see the things that my daughter looks at online, and it's appalling. I mean, she was showing me. I'll be quick, Jay. She showed me the other day this chick, and she was on Instagram or whatever. And there's a girl on there. She's wearing. I probably told this story before. She's wearing a bikini, right? And she's wearing a bikini, and she's like turning. Her back's to you, but she's turning her head, right? And so I'm like, who's that? And they both go, some skank. And I go, well, how do you know she's a skank? And they go, well, look at her, Mom. She's 12. 12? I thought she looked older than I did. I mean, I was like appalled. And this is what they put out there. This is how they feel accepted and loved and wanted. And good. This is an ode to her parents too, because when I was down in my addiction and I didn't have anything and I lived in my car and I was a loser, my parents them and their love is what made me make it through, make it out. And she was lucky to have these parents. A lot of people don't have these parents anymore. They don't even pay attention to what they're doing online, let alone tell them they're beautiful and they're loved every day. You know, and I tell her every day, I love you, you're beautiful. I love you, you're beautiful. And I don't know if she believes me or not, but that's what you need to do. They're so susceptible and they're so so much influences, and they're weak, and they all care about how they look and who likes them and all this other shit. I tell her 10 years from now you won't even give a crap about that. But they do now, and I think this is a great story, and for a lot of people to hear, Salwa, you did a great job. And that disease is one of the saddest diseases I've ever seen. I only had one patient with it one time, a rare genetic disorder where you age so fast, and your bones start to break, and they become brittle. It's a horrible disease, and you brought forth that, too. So great job and all of that, Salwa. Lovely, great poem.
Yeah. In another 20, it'll be simians as dancing as the stars on television to even worry about all that.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah. It's just, what they worry about, what they care about. But we all cared about that, too, when we were teenagers, but we forget. And my mom told me the same thing. This won't mean shit to you in 10 years. And I was like, yeah, right. But now I'm repeating my mom's words. She was right. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
And to good parents to stick around, because many of them don't tell you anymore. They don't even talk to their kids.
Yeah, that's right.
Good job.
That's what's the matter with a lot of the kids nowadays,
Yeah, nobody eats together, nobody shares together, nobody talks, and then you wonder why your kid has an attitude problem. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't have any self-confidence, and they never tell them that they've done a good job. They don't work with them, help them. The kid goes along and saying, what the fuck is going on, Is this the way the world is, And then they get together with their buddies, their girlfriends, and their parents are exactly the same.
And they all hate each other.
And so,
they all hate themselves.
Yeah. So they think that's normal.
Like,
they think that's the norm, Jeez.
My dad always told us attaboys go a long way, and I believe that's true.
Yeah. My father was like that. My mother's never said jack shit to me about it one way or the other, but my dad did. And, he always went out of his way to tell me if I did something good, and if I did something wrong. Yeah, it does. It does.
And that matters, because we all want approval from our parents. How old am I? And I still want approval from my parents,
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Look it up, Jay. Sorry.
Yep. All right. We got one last poem, and then we're going to call it a night, and we're going to let Boo lead us out with a little AC/DC. But first of all, this is a little poem that I wrote years ago. This is kind of like based off of some of my adventures into the woods, where I found some ruins of an old town that used to exist. And this was an actual picture that I took of one of the foundations that remained in North Carolina woods. And I call this Brick Red Memory.
That's really cool.
Take the Blair Witch Project.
Stale rubble in the woods, remnants of times crumbled, foundation outlines filled with moss of brick red memories. A village once lined dirt roads with workers for the dam. Families grew in this place, and this is all they owned. Generations now have gone, memories lost with them. Brick red outlines are all that's left at the feet of aged trees. End poem.
Cool. I love that. That's really cool.
Boo, the button, Boo.
Damn button. Salwa, I'm going to let you go first.
I'm sorry. Yes, I did the same thing. I got 1 second. I'm sorry. You're always going to like memories back, JCA. You really give a very vivid description. You can even hear it, not even see it. Rubble in the woods of time, crumble foundation. We can see with the picture, and we can see a word, a really matching word. But it's sad. The village once lived there. Kind of sad. Generations are gone. You're right. And memories must feel horrible for people who, they know about this place. That must be, really horrible, who they've seen it before and how it is now. That really, I think I heard this before. And it was very powerful then and still powerful now.
Yep, I'll tell you the little story after everybody is done commenting. I'll tell you a little story about this place.
The dazzling one, Raz. The button.
Yeah, if there's these lost ruins in the North Carolina woods, then I think others would usually be concerned what they're even doing there. But as I see of the caption note, you're describing a work village that was built in 1923 for a hydroelectric dam. And that's usually the case with the American forest. There's all forms of Power Ranger stations or temporary buildups when America had been through its construction phase that are now long abandoned, which makes it seem all the more haunted. And in this case, you've done it not so much in the sense that anyone's disturbed, but understands that there was a time when they would build laying down bricks, and now we have a different form of engineering which relies heavier on different materials of solidification like steel.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And Dave, the other dazzling one. The button.
Oh, I got it. I got it this time. I really like this because I've done this. I've done the same thing, and this poem really brings the wonderment out in an individual, if you're so inclined. Some people don't give a shit. They see stuff like this and it goes in one ear and out the other. But we all know JCA isn't that way, and neither am I, and neither is Boo, and probably none of us.
Nobody here.
You know, nobody here. Everybody likes this kind of stuff. I'll tell you a real quick little story. It was very similar to this that happened to me. I used to work on tugboats when I was younger, and I was just a deckhand on the damn things. And there was a company called Bernard's, and they had a tugboat outfit called Bernard Towing. And several years later, after I got out of the service and all that kind of shit, I was walking down this old trail with the dogs, and I came down to this little cove, and here's this tugboat place, and it's floating on these logs, and there was a sign. There used to be a restaurant down there, and there was a sign up there that said Snow's Clam Chowder, 10 cents a bowl. And I just stood there, you know. It was like walking back in time. It was like going into a time warp or something, and that affected me. And when I saw, I've seen this poem before, and when I read it before, it took me back that way, the same way. Really cool. Well done, JCA.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I kind of see a different way, really, Jay. I mean, I see, like, people whose homes are ruined. Like, if you don't, like, appreciate the memories you have with your family and with the people you love and their home, because in your home, and try to get to know them, because before you know it, they'll be crumbled and the foundations will be broken, and it'll be too late to repair it. And then time goes by, and you're wondering what happened to your family unit, what happened to the camaraderie and the closeness that you had with them. That's what I see, and that's important too. So I thought you did it well, and only in 3 stanzas, very moving.
Thank you. Yeah, this place is a very unique place. There's actually a postcard floating out around of this place. It was created by Duke Electric down in North Carolina in 1923 when they were building their hydroelectric dam right after the Great Flood. Almost wiped out the entire area. The dam itself was built right where the oldest and largest cotton mill on that river existed. The two Category 5 hurricanes hit back to back right after each other and caused intense flooding down there, destroying most all but one bridge through the river, and then also destroyed this dam. I meant the mill. And what happened is the old mill village that sat underneath where the dam was destroyed. The farming community for that mill village, which was up on high ground, is where they built the village for the hydroelectric dam. And this was common practice throughout that area, is whenever they had something like a hydroelectric dam, a steam plant, mills, all of them would have these little towns that were built right outside of them, and they were like their own little individual communities that made it very interesting. And what happened is after the construction of the dam was done, years later they decided to get out of the housing. The electric company said, we don't want to be part of the housing business anymore, and they uplifted all of those houses and moved them into a housing area. So just like you would see a gated community, and all those houses from in there were taken off their foundations, moved to this new area, and the only things that remained in where that village was were the foundations to begin with. And so that's pretty much what I found were those foundations.
Jay, where is this at?
This is in right outside of Mount Holly, North Carolina, close to where Becky lives.
I know how you feel about North Carolina. You're Carolina. That makes
right
sense.
Close to where Becky lives, in a place called Mountain Island Lake. There's a Mountain Island Lake hydroelectric dam. And this is right on the downstream side of the dam up in the woods. They got a little fishing area and a little park and a canoe access to the Catawba River down there, and that's pretty much where everything is located. You have to go deep into the woods. And there was actually one foundation that I swear must have been the general store, because the bricks have all broken apart, and everything underneath there were tons of bottles and old trash and stuff that poured out from that building that used to exist there.
I know how you feel about your Carolinas. You got a fond place for them in your heart, so this makes sense.
Yes, I do. All right, and with that. And with that, we are calling it a day, and I'm going to have to be heading off to work here pretty soon. But let's listen to a little Boo doing a little ACDC here, folks.
Holly, Carolina,
hey, hit it.
Back to Georgia.
Thank you, sweetheart. Hit it, man. I can't wait.
Welcome.
See you, Boo.
Thanks, everybody.
Talk it to me.
Happy birthday, Angel. Thank you, Sawa. Thank you, Raz.
Thank you.
I love this.
right, and with that, we're going to call it a night. Thank you, everybody. And
Thank you.
You all have an amazing day. And this is JCA signing off. We'll see you this weekend. Remember, Friday is quote prompts with Boo and Rob. Saturday, Liquid Damage Lounge, The Beautiful Mind of Van Gogh, Vincent Van Gogh. Sunday, Open Poetry. The 24th, a special Cry Macho, the celebration of Clint Eastwood. And then When Broken Hearts Bleed the next day after that. So we'll see everybody on those shows. And you all take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.